boys. Greetings and salutations. I've managed to find me parking space up there, see it? Today. I haven't been able to get up there for the last few days. And look, I'm walking on it again. Hurrah! I've actually got a walking knee again. It's lovely. I've had a bad few days. I've had a really bad few days. So I've been coming off my tablets. Oh. I forgot what dark places were like. Oh. If any of you guys are sufferers, or managers, or whatever you want to call it, it's yeah, oh god, not good place. It's not a good place you want to be. It's dark, very dark place. It's not nice down there, but luckily I'm feeling much better today, which is really nice. Yes, you get suicidal feelings and everything. It's not nice. It really isn't a nice place at all. It's a very dark place to be. But on the upside, you get to appreciate it when you have a good day, like today. So I'm making the most of it, because the last few days have been proper and I've not felt good at all. And I didn't do a video because I thought it's not a good thing to do. You're not going to put up your feelings when you feel rubbish, are you? Yes, I'm back up in my local bit of wood, which they don't like you to come in, but because I like it here, so I'm going to keep coming here, whether it's private or not. I don't care. I've been coming here for the last 20 years plus, and I'm going to continue to do so, with or without their say so. Ellie, where you gone? Where's she gone? Ellie! This way! She seems to have other ideas. Where you gone? Ellie! Oh well, I'll go for a walk on my own then. Are you coming? Ellie! There it is. There it is. There it is. Oh, it's there, is it? Oh, hello. Nice of you to join us. Nice of you to join us. Mad dog. Yes, nice to have a good day. Yeah, I've got a few bikes to do this week. So work's picking up as well, so that's good. It's nothing worse than you get into that negativity downward spiral thing. It's just it's not nice, it really isn't. But yeah, a good day today. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, you won't be able to see, it's a GoPro. A big actually that doesn't that's not a buzzard, is it? It's not a kite. Oh, it could be a buzzard. It's got a massive wingspan. Can you see? I think that might be a buzzard, actually. I think that might be a buzzard. He's seen something in the field up there. See it? You might be able to just make out a little dot up against the clouds. It's funny because I was very close to bringing the other camera today. And I thought it's not quite so good for vlogging really. It's easier using the GoPro, so I've just ended up with this one again. We could die at any minute because the battery's flashing, so we may go off at any second, but I'll just keep going, and because I've forgotten the battery, but never mind. I was going to mention about a book I've just started reading. I don't know if you guys are into conspiracy theories and all that stuff, but I don't know if you can ever remember a film. I believe it was back in the 80s they made it. It was about the Philadelphia experiment. I don't know if you guys have heard of it or know anything about it, but I've been absolutely fascinated by it ever since I was a child, when I watched the film, or when I was a teenager. And I thought, wow, you know, it was like the thing of science fiction, you know. And I've picked up bits and pieces over the years, and I've read a few books on it and stuff like that. And there's been sort of new information that's come out in the last decade or so that's recorroborated stories from the past and stuff like that, from new eyewitness sightings and stuff like that. Basically, it was about a ship back in the early 1940s, called the USS Eldridge, which was the name it was given. That they did some experiments on using Tesla coils and Tesla generators and stuff, amongst other things. They were testing out the unified field theory and stuff like that, and the idea was to try and make this ship invisible to radar, which was the idea. And long story short, they did various tests on the ship without crew on it, and the ship disappeared basically. They had two. I think originally they had 3 generators on there, one which was switched off. But then they only ended up with 2. These field generators. It was to do with anti-magnetism and stuff like that, and vibrational frequencies. And you'd have to have a look into it yourself. It's too complicated to describe, really. I mean, I only just grabbed the idea of it myself. I'm no physicist, but I can see how the theories work. And but yes, what was I saying? I've forgotten now already. Yes, the ship disappeared. It actually disappeared. They were testing it. They tested it without any crew, and it disappeared. And then they tested it with a crew, and it disappeared. Anyway, one of the tests they tried, the ship disappeared, and when it came back 4 hours later, some of the crew were actually embedded in the boat. One man had his arm amputated because his arm was part of the ship. There was other guys who their whole torso was embedded into the ship. I mean, it sounds like a science fiction film, but actually there's a lot of information that's come out, and a lot of people that have recorroborated the story, you know. And yes, anyway, it turns out that when the ship disappeared, it reappeared in the future. I believe it was in the 1980s. They recreated the same experiment in another shipyard in Norfolk in America. They did this same experiment again 50 years later, and this is where the ship reappeared too. And allegedly they were from 50 years into the future, which was back then. They then were sent back to 1943 to destroy the machines, or to destroy the generators, so the experiment could stop. Which they did, and then 4 hours later, from 1943's time, the ship reappeared, and lots of the lots of them, the crew and that, were all disorientated. A lot of them went mad. Apparently some of the people in their future, in the 1940s, some of the staff members that didn't go completely crazy, they what was it they said? Internal combustion, you know, they just disappeared just like that. You know, internal combustion, no, what's the word I'm looking for? Come on, help me out here. Internally exploded. What, you know what I'm on about. I'm not very good with it today. I'm sorry, I'm just a bit, I'm struggling, but I'm doing my best. Anyway, like I say, that's the book I'm reading at the moment, and it goes into, I don't know if any of you guys have heard of the Montauk project as well, which is another base that I believe they had some generators in America. It's a 5-level naval base, I believe, the Montauk base in America. But wow, rabbit hole or what? But yes, I mean, it's like anything. I don't disbelieve it, but I don't believe it either. I just find it fascinating, because I think to myself, you think of any science or anything in this country, anybody in the world, if they can think it, then it's possible. It might not necessarily be possible at this time, based upon something. I mean, what is fact anyway? Do you know what I mean? I mean, what is fact? What could be, what was thought to be stupid 100 years ago, like mobile phones? You know, if somebody said, oh, you're going to be walking around with square things and talking into them, and somebody on the other side of the world's going to hear what you're saying, they'd have thought, man's cuckoo, he's stupid, you know? And yet 100 years later, they're doing the same thing. I mean, we have quantum computers now. The power of a quantum computer is, I mean, if you look at quantum physics, and I mean, I'm not a quantum physicist, I'm not that good with it, or I don't really understand it, but I can understand the theories behind it, and I can understand how the quantum computers work, and the processes and the information that they can put themselves through is infinitesimal compared to your normal PC, which wasn't available 25-30 years ago, was it? I mean, if you're the same age as me, what was a personal computer did not exist. There was no personal computer, and yet you look at it now, every home, or most homes, have a PC or a laptop or a mobile phone or whatever operating systems you can think of, and they can do amazing things. I mean, we've got the invention of AI, the artificial intelligence, which again can do unbelievable things. I think Peter McKinnon did a video recently about how you can just draw some squiggles on the screen and it will create a landscape image out of nothing. I mean, again, amazing. How does it do it? Well, obviously it's the algorithms have learnt from human beings, have learnt from us how to do things, and they've programmed that into a computer to do it for you. And then now we're going into the realms of quantum computing, which is well, it's just mind-blowing. I mean, we can't even comprehend that, really. I mean, a quantum computer could basically do more than a whole country could do in brain power. You know what I mean? It's, you can't imagine it. I mean, you have an AI that is run by a quantum computer, then that's more power than there could be more power in a linked quantum set of quantum computers than there could be in the intelligence or consciousness of an entire race. There's one for you. You look at the physics and you look at the maths and you just look at the power behind it all, and you'll see what I mean. And it's like, wow. It's infinitesimally mind-blowing, basically. We think we don't. We live in this world that has so much power in him. Ellie, let's go back this way. We live in a world now that has so much power and information in it. If you've ever heard of Moore's law, if you do a Google on Moore's law, and you'll see what I mean. But the amount of information that's available to us now, because we're human, we cannot take it all in. So we're basically kept stupid. You know, we go and do our 9 to 5s, we do our silly little jobs, we go and sit down and we watch our stupid television, and we look at all this mind-numbing rubbish on the TV, and then we go out and spend our money on rubbish we don't need, and all this sort of stuff. It's the idea is just to keep you so small that you don't look into your future, or don't look into what is really able to happen. You know, looking at real technology and look how far it's going and all this sort of stuff, because it's like, well, it doesn't affect you, but in the long run it will do, you know. I think even trying to keep abreast of it, it's like you know, I mean, you've got people who are doing experiments on things and making things and stuff like that, and they've spent like 60, 70, 80 years of their life learning this skill or task or whatever, and new people are able to come on with modern technology and do the same thing in 5 minutes. It's like, you know, it's just mind-blowing. I mean, I feel unemployable now. I just feel unemployable. I mean, what I know about vehicles, it's nothing. It's just outdated. And when I put how to change a fuel filter on a Fiat Scudo van, you know, and I know how an injection pump works and stuff like that, but I'm a dinosaur. What I've learnt in over 40 years of fiddling with vehicles, my Ford Cortinas, my Ford Capris, and you know, early injection systems on 940 Volvos and all sorts of stuff, and BMWs and stuff, you know, and yet that's nothing now. The technology has gone so fast and so sophisticated that you need to understand computers and everything. I'm a dinosaur. I'm a dinosaur. I don't understand it. I can't keep up with it. I mean, they put vehicles on dynos and tune vehicles with laptops and stuff like that. I'm thinking, I don't know how to do that. I've got no idea, you know. I mean, that's not even modern technology, really, is it? I mean, they've done that in the last 15 years. I can't keep up. I can't keep up. So, okay, I'll just keep my old van. I think I can just about cope with that. I'll definitely not having a new motor. No, thank you. Yes, there'll be a video to come soon about how to buy a new car. So definitely look out for that one, because it's very interesting. Very interesting. It won't be up yet, but you can have a look. Anyway, wow, nearly 20 minutes. Wow, there'll be some adverts on this one. Please support, guys. Please don't ad block if you can at all help it, because it really helps me out to have some of the adverts played on the videos, because it makes it able for me to create more videos, because it helps me out. I don't personally like the video. I don't like adverts. I hate adverts, but I do watch them because I know it helps other creators. It helps them financially, and we might not like to think that creators earn money from YouTube, but it helps because it puts food in our stomachs, which allows us to live. And being able to live, funnily enough, helps you to create more videos, funnily enough. But there we go. Right, love and light, guys. There's Ellie. Have a great rest of the day. I'll put a link in the description down below to that book. I think it's about £3 on Amazon, I believe, which you can get on Kindle. And it's a fascinating read. So if you're interested, go over and have a look. Right, love and light, guys. Have a great rest of the day. And